Okay, we are going over fibers, weaves, and fabric design. This is going to be part of our textiles unit. So let's get started. There is also a worksheet that's going to go along with this that you will fill out either as you go, or you can go back and fill it out. It will be linked as well in the calendar just below the link that you found for this PowerPoint. So the objectives, oops, that's probably cutting off. Hopefully it's not horrible, but you'll be able to explain how fibers, yarns, and fabrics are produced and manufactured. We will have a diagram breakdown of fabric into yarns into fibers, and discuss the difference between natural fiber and a synthetic fiber. We will distinguish between the 4 basic types of weaves. We have plain, twill, satin, and knit. And then we'll make paper examples here at school. All right, so fibers. The fiber is the basic unit of all fabrics. Fibers are either a natural or a synthetic. So we have natural fibers. Natural fibers are those that exist in nature. They come from either plants or animals. So think of, and this is on your sheet, some examples. Okay, some examples I am giving here: cotton, flax, which is also known as linen, sheep's wool, which is wool, cashmere, which is a hair, and worm's cocoon, which is silk. There are also going to be on the worksheet some videos on some natural fibers and how they are made. So we have this diagram. You can see here we have fibers are 2 natural and synthetic, and then we have 2 forms of natural fibers, animal and plant. Okay, synthetic fibers. Synthetic fibers are produced from an oil product and chemicals. So they are man-made. They go through these steps to becoming a fiber. So chemicals are changed into a liquid state. The liquid is forced through a spinneret, which a spinneret looks kind of like this. Reminds me of a shower nozzle. And then the liquid, the second it hits the air, it hardens and becomes a fiber. And I will link this on your worksheet so you can go through that. How do you know if it's synthetic or if it's natural? And you can do something called a burn test. So if it is synthetic, it will melt. A lot of times people do this to like their shoelaces so they don't fray, ribbon, things like that. As you can see here, it has melted. If it is 100% natural fiber, it will turn to ash. All right, and then we have yarns. Yarns are fibers that are twisted together to make yarns. So the diagram here is being shown that fibers are twisted together to make the yarns here. At the top, they're very, very tiny little fibers. Then the yarns are twisted to make longer yarns. So you can kind of see here, we have our tiny little fibers at the top, and then they're twisted together to make longer yarns. And then those yarns are woven or knit to make the fabric. So again, here's your diagram with yarns added. There will be some brain teasers on your packet. So go ahead and answer those. I'm not going to give the answers to those just yet. And now we're going to talk about weaves. So yarns are woven into different types of weaves depending on the use and the design of the fabric. And there are 4 that we're going to discuss: plain, twill, satin, and knit. So you can see here, we have yarns are woven into fabrics, and then fabrics are either woven or knit, and then all of the different woven, which is plain, twill, and satin. So a plain weave is going to be your typical over 1, under 1. I don't know if you've ever made the pot holders that kind of come on a loom. This would be that type of pattern. I don't know if you've ever like woven paper in elementary school. The same thing. A plain weave makes fabric strong and durable. Things like denim are oftentimes in a plain weave. Then we go on to our twill weave. And you can see here it's over 2, under 2, and then in the next row it's going to shift over. Okay, it creates this diagonal pattern, so you can kind of see the diagonal. And then our last one here is going to be a satin weave. Okay, and this one is over 4, under 1. It oftentimes reflects a lot of light. It is very common to snag, a little bit more delicate. So you can see here, there's a lot more pieces being shown, a lot more surface area exposed and not being broken up by the cross weave. And then we have our knits. Knit is a process of looping yarns together. Oftentimes the front is going to have a V shape and the back is going to have a U. Okay, knits are very, very stretchy. They're oftentimes very cozy and comfortable to wear. They are very difficult to sew with because they do stretch. And a knit also, so say this knit here got cut or snagged or broke or something, it is very hard to fix because it's one yarn looping together. So it could all potentially, that hole would continue to grow because this would all start to unravel because it's all the same yarn. All right, so we know that knits stretch. Woven fabrics do not stretch, and when purchasing material for our projects here at school, you want to choose a woven material, no knit materials, please. Okay, so that is the end of our presentation. Now I want you to go and fill out the worksheet, watch the video links that are also created.